Friday's the deadline. Congress legislation passed, signed into law by the president for releasing the so-called Epstein files. And yet people continue to speculate that maybe they won't meet the deadline. Not really sure how they can do that. Interesting story in the New York Times over the weekend about the Clintons. The Clintons have testimony's been sought by the House committee for Mr. Comer. In the headline from the New York Times, inside the Clintons' fight to avoid testifying in the House Epstein inquiry, the Clintons, the story makes clear through their lawyer, David Kendall, those of you who like long-standing client-lawyer relationships will be happy to know that David Kendall's still representing the Clintons. And he has written lots of letters to Comer, 3 that the Times has, saying they'll give you statements explaining that they don't know anything about this, that you don't need them in for a deposition, and Comer's threatening to have them held in contempt, which could happen because he was sending that to the Justice Department run by the president. So, Amber, do you think the Clintons are going to win this fight, lose this fight, and do you expect Friday's deadline to be met? I break my rule and ask you a 2-part question.
Well, this whole Epstein file situation has been so strange that I think anything is possible. I mean, I want to say that over the past few days, or rather past few weeks, I'll amend that, there's been all of these selective leaks with certain information deliberately left out to sort of try to implicate the president, right? We had the email about him meeting with victims or knowing victims, and it was Virginia Giuffre who said publicly numerous times before her death that she did not see Trump involved with anything. There was the picture of him with the women's faces blotted out, and it turns out they're all like adult models or whatever. And that is so damaging to the Democrats' cause. Their argument is that we need transparency. These selective leaks make it clear it's not about transparency. It's about trying to hurt Trump. Jasmine Crockett has been sort of publicly intoning that the president is a pedophile without any evidence. And I think for the American public, this like silly game that's being played around the Epstein files has gotten so ridiculous that I'm not anticipating anything satisfying in terms of a conclusion to this.
Kevin.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Amber. I think, the whole name of the game is setting expectations. I think that's something, Chairman Comer has really failed at in previous investigations and hearings of setting the bar so high. This is going to be the most salacious thing. It's met with Washington and the media establishment was kind of a dud. I think he's fueling this element with trying to subpoena the two Clintons. Their interviews are scheduled this week, Wednesday and Thursday. I doubt they're ever going to show up on this front. But it also fuels, James Comer to go on media and to blast this and also redirect some of the attention away from the president.
Right.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing, right? He's giving cover to Trump so that the DOJ doesn't have to release the files. It can be James Comer that's fighting to release the files, right, which takes the heat off of Trump and Pam Bondi.
100%.
Exactly right.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.